Hello, beautiful moms and entrepreneurs. My name is Charisse Walker, and I'm your host of the Unbreakable Mompreneurs podcast. This is a place where we come together to learn, grow, and inspire. So sit back, relax, and let's get started. Hello, Unbreakable Mompreneurs. My name is Charisse Walker, and today I'm here with Rella B. And if you have children that are not reading or they do like to read, Rella is the one that we want to talk to for that reason. And so, Rella, why don't you just introduce yourself?
Of course. Thanks so much for having me. I'm Rella B, and I have a whole bunch of entertainment that is surrounding literacy and comprehension. So I have a podcast, a YouTube channel, and I write my own children's books as well. I have a little one, and I just really wanted to create the entertainment that I wanted her to consume.
I love that because nowadays kids, if they have 20 seconds, they're grabbing for your phone or they're grabbing for a TV remote or a computer. And I'm so tired of seeing that so much because I feel like with my daughter, I think she has a little bit of ADD, and I think it's partly because of some of the screen time that she's had. So tell me how you got into the industry.
So I had been writing children's books actually for a really long time. I was a flight attendant, so I had a lot of downtime. Those 6-hour transcon flights are really long and you don't do something the whole time. So I would start journaling. I started writing stories. But I did that for about 7 years and I never did anything with the books. And one day they had a company update for our iPads, and I was writing it on my work iPad. So I lost all of my stories. And yeah, that was like the kick in the pants I needed. I was like, okay, I'm going to rewrite some stories and I'm going to start publishing them. But how am I going to market them? Like, what else am I going to do? How am I going to stand out? How am I going to be different? So now, like, it's becoming more of a brand. I'm very excited. I have a lot of support behind it. It's just now the advertising and marketing is going to be the biggest like hurdle that I have to go over now.
Right. Oh, that's fantastic. So what type of children's books are they?
So I have one book on financial literacy. It's about a little girl. It's a picture book.
Mm-hmm.
It's about a little girl who finds $1 and then she tells her family members like, hey, I found this dollar. Like, what do I do with it? And then her family tells her about how you can save it, where you should save it, or you can give it away. Or there's people that actually will give you money, but then the next day they're asking you for more money because you actually just like took out credit. So it's a very rudimentary just overview of financial literacy for kids. And it's broken down in a way that's like fun, entertaining, and just really cute with the pictures.
That's great. So it's actually topics where kids are learning about things and then, but it's entertaining at the same time.
Yes.
That's great. So are you still a flight attendant then, or did you quit that job?
So technically I'm a flight attendant, but I have not been flying. I'm just like on the roster. So I have my benefits, but I do not fly.
Okay. All right. And how long have you been doing that?
This will be my 9th year.
Wow. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
You don't meet a lot of people that have done it for a long time. So good for you.
It's because I quietly quit and come back. I've had whole other jobs. Like I worked in HR and payroll for a couple of years, and I was like, I don't want to be in the office anymore. And then I went back to flying. So I mean, it's nice. It's one of the only jobs that you can do that with if you have a really flexible setup. So
no, that's true. Okay, so tell me what else you do in addition to your books.
So in addition to my books, I also have the podcast where I support other authors as well. So it's a audio only podcast, and I have kids do a stretch and a riddle with me in the beginning. And then we have an interactive activity that's either a printable or like a downloadable just screen activity, and it correlates to the book. And then we have the author come on, read the book, go over the lessons, and it's like a family co-listening. So I would say that it's great for pre-K up until about 3rd grade. And then for my YouTube channel, I'm the only one reading, but I also do a stretch with them. It's really interactive. I have fun little animations with it. And then we do a riddle, and then we learn how to say the riddle answer in Spanish and in ASL. And then we read the book, go over the lessons. So it's like a show. I'm trying to make it like Reading Rainbow almost, but like 2024 version.
Hey, that's so creative. I mean, how did you come up with it? And were you getting kids to stretch or getting people to learn? I mean, do you know sign language as well?
I don't know sign language fluently. I know a lot of signs because I did baby sign language with my daughter. And I also used to work at a school where we had it was a voc rehab school. So we
Right.
did have some people that primarily signed, and then I would learn to communicate with them as well. Um, and then same with Spanish. We
Hmm.
had a lot of people that were like Spanish as a second language students when I worked as a teacher. So I learned some like Spanish terms as well. I'm not the go-to person to learn Spanish from, but I can tell you certain terms. So I wanted to introduce those things to little ones, and just the variety of languages that they can be introduced to as a young age, like then they can be interested in it. I thought that
Right.
was really important.
Yeah, it's true. I have two younger daughters. They love Duolingo. They constantly are doing stuff like that. So you used to be a teacher then?
Yes, I taught K through 6 computer literacy for a year and a half. And then after that, I worked for the technology department for the school district in Washoe County.
Okay.
And I loved it. I really did.
Mhm.
Um, but I love traveling more.
So do I. I used to be a teacher as well. Okay, so that's kind of where you get your information on how to structure things for kids.
Yes.
It's from your teacher background. Okay. Because I'm like, how do you even know? Like, I wouldn't even
Oh,
know what to do. So that's cool. So let's go to the baby sign language because I'm a huge proponent of it. And what made you get into that?
I'm a little bit crunchy.
Okay.
So just wanted my daughter to have as many opportunities to communicate with me as possible.
Mhm.
So I started baby sign language. I was always really communicative with her, and I just wanted to try things a little bit differently. So, I mean, she started signing and talking around 10 months.
Mhm.
Um, but I wouldn't change anything for the world. I really enjoyed it. We did a lot of my signing time, baby signing time on YouTube together. And then I would just constantly sign things that I wanted her to know how to communicate back to me. It was really helpful when she started talking because she would say things like, I don't think this is what she was saying, but let's say she was saying stop. Like stop and shop sound really similar. So there was something she would say, and I was like, what are you saying? But then she'd do the sign, and I was like, oh, okay, I know what you're saying now. So it was really helpful.
And for those listeners that don't aren't familiar with it, because I did it with my one daughter. So again, my younger two, and the first one, she like it worked really, really well because the kids can express their brain works better than their mouth a lot because they
Right.
have those developmental skills. And so yeah, like when you're like more you're hungry or you want milk, and so she would do different things and it was so easy to understand her. And so she started talking, she started to walking, at 9 months. And it was great. Then the baby, we tried that on her, nothing. She would
Oh,
have nothing to do with it. And so I think it's different, but um if people have not checked that out and they're new moms, I highly recommend because it really is a way that your child can communicate without having to talk to you. So
definitely.
I love that you're teaching that because a lot of people don't know about it.
Right. And I mean, it's not hard to learn little signs, especially with kids that have speech impediments,
Right.
because that's really prevalent in younger kids.
Mhm.
Them being able to do the sign instead of try to, pronounce their TH correctly or anything like that, it's so useful, and it can help frustration on the mom side and the kid side.
I'm laughing because my daughter, she couldn't say fire truck. Um,
Oh,
the T was an F, and so
oh.
and so we would just laugh. Actually, just a couple of weeks ago, we told her that she used to do that, and she was like, "I did not. You didn't know."
Right.
So that's good. So how do you build support to increase, like with a team of people, to increase your information and your leverage with the knowledge that you have or the kids that you have?
Um, so I feel like as far as support goes, I try to support a lot of the authors around me,
Mm.
which also helps me get my information out there, if that's what you mean, as far as like building a support team.
Yeah.
And then communication wise with my video editor and my podcast editor, we have like group chats and we talk about what's working, what's not working. I'll get feedback from other authors or even other podcast hosts about my podcast or the videos and what could be changed. And then I just keep trying. Like I haven't hit that golden recipe yet. So it's just a lot of like feedback and then trying something a little bit different and working with those people that genuinely support me and like want to give me good feedback.
So, because how long have you been doing your podcast?
I started in November of last year.
Okay, and what's it called?
It's called Reading with Rella B.
I love that. So have you had a lot of traction, or what advice would you give somebody who's thinking of starting a podcast?
So I think advice that I would give anybody that's either starting a podcast or a YouTube channel or a book is to start building the hype before you launch.
Yeah.
So I was kind of like, oh, I'm just going to put everything out there and then I'm going to work backwards and just promote it all. It
Mhm.
takes so much time to fill the funnel. If you start filling that funnel early and getting people excited before you launch, then you're already going to like retain a little bit of those people that were excited. And then you can build from there. There's already people sharing your stuff instead of putting it out there. Nobody's looking for it. Nobody knows. And then you have to get it out there further.
Mhm. So how's your book? Because how long ago did you launch your book?
I launched the book and the end of October. So I did October, November, December for its like book, podcast, YouTube.
Wow. Okay. And how's everything going?
So for the books, I would say everything is it's growing consistently, but
Okay.
it's not amazing. And I feel like part of that was because I stretched myself really thin with trying to keep up with everything. But my royalties are going up like every single month. So that's exciting. The highest royalty month I've gotten so far was $50,
Mhm.
but that's also with I mean my royalties are like $2
Okay.
each for the books.
Are you on Amazon?
Yes.
Okay, so because I'm launching a book and it comes out next week, right? And I was like, oh my gosh, I've spent 2 years of my life and I'm not even going to tell you how many hours and rewrites and everything. And so they say, okay, because it's being uploaded to Amazon, right? And it's like they take 60%, and then your book just to print it is another $3 or $4.
Yes.
Like a $20 book, I'm going to get $6 or $8. I'm like,
Yes.
that's horrible.
It is.
Especially because you've done all the work and they're just because of the platform, they get to do it. And so my advice would be, because you mentioned funnel, right? And
Yes.
a lot of people don't know what a funnel is. So let's go back. And a funnel is where you start at the top and then people, as they know, like, and trust you, it's like a funnel. And so you keep feeding people information until they give you, like, it spits it out at the bottom and they give you their information. And so growing an email list and growing a following off of Amazon, you can actually make more money. And so, yes, they can order your book there. And then there was a book that I did. I ordered 10,000 copies a couple years ago, and I think it was 40 cents on the dollar to print. And I get to keep it, right? And so,
Right.
yes, you're going to have to mail out books, but it's probably a heck of a lot cheaper than the Amazon route. I don't know. What are
Right.
your thoughts?
No, I definitely agree. I have a print on demand printer called Book Vault,
Mhm.
and I ship books directly from them. The buyer pays for the shipping. They do the print on demand. It's really high quality.
Mhm.
It does take longer than Amazon, but I get way more royalties going through them. And then I also will get bulk orders from them right now.
Mhm.
Because they'll do any number. They'll do 10, they'll do 50. You get a small discount. I haven't gotten to the point where I've done like 1,000 books offset because I know you can save a lot of money doing that. Um, I'm waiting to do that for when I start doing more in-person visits because I want to do a lot of like school visits and do pre-orders and things like that. But right now I've just been focusing on the online content because it lives forever. And I feel like it's gained more traction than the books have so far.
Yeah. And because people don't know, you got to get the word out, and then little by
Right.
little. And it's kind of like a snowball where it goes really slow, but eventually it comes down the hill and it's huge. So I mean, you're doing well for just having launched just, not too long ago. So,
Thanks. I'm excited.
and I like that you're going into schools as well, you said.
Yes, so starting for the 2024-2025 school year, um, I'm trying to structure things a little bit differently, but my plan is to apply for grant fundings that will help promote literacy and then offer grants to schools and authors to either help them with illustrations, offset printing, or for schools for author visits. And then I'll offer that to schools that want to have me visit as well. So then it's almost like a funnel of, oh, you don't have the money to afford this. The PTA is not going to fund it, but I have a grant. You can apply for that. And then I can get paid that way. Yeah, I want to monetize it. I don't want to like, be a siphon on the school system. I love education and everything. I think they need more enrichment. So I think that would be really nice if I can get that to work the way I want it to.
Well, even those book fairs, if you can get your book into the school for the book fair or something, that'd be good too.
Yes.
Okay, so let's switch gears because we just have a few minutes left. Being an entrepreneur is tough, especially if you're traveling, and I'm jealous because you're in a hotel room right now. But how do you juggle, and I hate that word juggle, but how do you, balance being a mom and being the entrepreneur?
So I just try to time block my time. My daughter goes to school 3 days a week. So those 3 days a week are my business days. Day one, I'm recording like all podcasts. Day two, I'm recording all videos. Day three, I'm coordinating with my editors, or I'm answering emails or DMs or anything like that during those. And she goes to school for about 8 hours. So I just try to do all of those things while she's at school. And then Tuesday, Thursday, I really try to focus on her. Maybe nap time, I'll try to do a little bit when she goes to bed. But it's hard because whenever she sees me on my phone, anytime, it could be for 5 minutes, she's like, Mama, get off your phone. I'm just like, okay. But Dad can be on his phone no matter what.
I love that she actually, she's not asking for the phone. She's telling you to get off of it,
Yes.
She recognizes that. That's impressive. You taught her well.
Thanks.
Well, anything that I have not asked you that you would like to, like any advice, and it can be a mom, it can be business, it can be, your professional life in other ways, any advice that you want to give?
I think the best advice that I could give, especially to new moms, but any mom, is whether you're doing a business or in family, is to build really strong boundaries and expectations, even if it's boundaries with your parents and what they can and cannot do with your child, or whether that's boundaries with your employees and when they can or cannot contact you. It's just super, super important to build those boundaries and expectations. And it's not bad if you have to step back from someone that's not respecting them. I had to learn that the hard way. And I feel like I didn't learn it until I had my daughter.
That is so incredibly true. I cannot tell you how many times, there's been some conflicts or something. I mean, I love my mom dearly. And with my twins, I think there was a time where she like cut their hair for the first time. And I look back and I'm like, okay, it's totally not a big deal. But as a new mom, I'm like, oh, I missed my first. How dare you,
Right.
Clearly she never cut any of my other kids' hair, but I think you're right. We do have to set boundaries, and making sure that, just like a doctor's office, they close at 4 or 5 in the afternoon. Like if you have a business where I'm a realtor, and so my clients, there's a time like 7 o'clock, I want to be able to be with my family. Not always the best about it, but I choose. And on Sundays, those are my family day. And so if people can't respect that, you're right. It's probably not people that you want to work with anyway. So
Right.
be around. That's good. All right. So if people want to find you, because these books sound amazing, how do they get a hold of you?
Yeah, you can find my books and all of my content on RellaBBooks.com. So it's 2 L's and 2 B's and 2 O's. And then you can also find me on all social media platforms as Rella B Books as well. So it's really easy to find me.
That's good. All right. Well, Unbreakable Mompreneurs, we have finished another podcast episode, and it's all about literacy with children. And if you're struggling with getting them off those screens, check out Rella B's books, check out her YouTube, and check out her podcast. Sounds like great stories that kids can listen to anytime. So thank you so much for coming on, Rella.
Thank you so much for having me. This was great.
Yep. Have a great day.
You too. Bye.
Beautiful moms, remember, you are unbreakable. Keep illuminating the world with your strength, pursuing your dreams, and reveling in the splendor of motherhood. This is Charisse Walker, bidding you farewell for now. Stay tuned for more empowering conversations on the next episode of the Unbreakable Mompreneurs podcast. Until then, keep shining bright. Signing off with love, Charisse Walker.